Welcome back to Steins Gate. And it happened exactly as I remember. Five men burst into the lab. Their movements are swift and sure, professional. Each of them is carrying a gun. They spread out just inside the door and aimed their weapons at us. I recognize each of them. There's no denying it now. I did leap through time. It was the future I remembered. I was supposed to change this present, to stop the madness about to unfold. But I told myself that it was a dream and wasted my chance to save everyone. Silence. Time seems to grind to a halt. The men say nothing. Why didn't I do anything to change this? Wasn't that why I leapt through time? The sound of heels echo down the hallway. A woman is coming up the stairs. Kiryu Moeka. The woman who will kill Mayuri. The dream was real. Those were memories of the future. It is happening because I did nothing to stop it. If I kill her first, will Mayuri live? I consider the option, but soon give up. The real danger is the men behind her. 3 of them have assault rifles. They'll gun us down the instant I try anything. My only hope is for Suzuha to make her move before Mayuri is shot. Is there even a chance? I have no words. In reply, Morika pulls out a gun from her belt and points it at us. It's happening again. Morika slowly raises her gun. She points the muzzle at Mayuri. I try to shout stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. I turn to Kurisu for help. Kurisu is staring at Mayuri. She looks like as if she might start crying at any second. I turn to Daru. He's shaking. His lips move as if to speak, but nothing comes out. Someone, anyone, please, stop her. Stop Moeka! Her lips close tightly. A sharp, dry crack splits the air. Time slows to a crawl. Moeka pulled the trigger. Blood spurts from Mayuri's forehead. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. Her delicate, frail body falls toward me. I catch her. Her body is limp, like a puppet with no strings. Her head and arms dangle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose, and then the smell of blood. Daru clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lungs. In my arms, Mayuri takes one long, ragged breath, and then... dead. Mayuri's dead. Again. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hands. It's warm. I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what it's saying. It's the same. I knew it would be. I let Mayuri die again, because I didn't believe my own memories of the future. I laid Mayuri down on the floor. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm so sorry. I stand up. Rage takes hold of me once again. I'm helpless to resist. Take one menacing step toward Moeka. Kurisu grabs my hand before I can take another. Moeka's gun is aimed at my head. Her finger's already on the trigger. I grit my teeth and suppress my anger. Just then something small and round strikes Moeka's gun hand. She drops her gun. At her feet lies a small stone. Here comes the part-time warrior. The next events transpire exactly as I remember. Suzuha appears in the doorway, knocking down the first man before anyone can react. She then proceeds to dispatch the remaining men with a series of swift, precise maneuvers. The dark-skinned man, the last one standing, takes aim at Suzuha with his assault rifle. Before he can fire, Suzuha snatches a stunned attacker's gun and shoots him. Blood spurts from the man's hand, and other holes. Without stopping, Suzuha delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to the man's jaw. Standoff! Moeka and Suzuha point their guns at each other. She was quite clearly... Unless the attacker A had the assault rifle. Someone was shooting an assault rifle there. Standoff. Neither moves. Silence returns to the room. 42. She glances at me. TV. This time I already know what she means. Make a break for the development room. Kurisu is right behind me. Grab the headgear and jam it on my head without a moment's hesitation. There's no time to argue. I grab Moed's snake from the shelf. Kurisu bites her lip and starts setting up the X-68,000. Okay. Before the crew cut man enters the development room, I push the switch. Whoosh! Go, go, Mode Snake! White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. Punch it! I see the blue-white light shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. The singularity is open. Crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. This is reality. It wasn't a dream. I burn that fact in my mind as I prepare to time loop. One more chance. The shaking begins. Once more, the world explodes into light. 10, 16, 3 hours back. I can't hear. It feels like something is crushing my eardrums. Slowly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. My body convulses as if struck by lightning. I am Okabe Rintao. I'm in the lab development room, standing in front of the time leap machine with my phone to my ear. My brain hurts again. This isn't like a headache. It's somehow deeper. the pain comes a torrent of emotions, sorrow, longing, hope, joy that threatens to wash away my psyche. However, only one thing matters. I quickly return to the lounge. Time to get down to business. I almost crashed into Kurisu. Oops. Okay. Yep. Alright, time leap successful. I pat Kurisu on the shoulders, almost in an embrace. I scramble for my phone. Oh! Uh-oh. It went to voicemail. She's at Luca's, right? I hang up. I look at my watch again. It's just past 5. Thank God for the time leap machine. Makes me shiver to imagine what would have happened without it. I have 3 hours until Moeka kills Mayuri. Everything's going to be okay. That's plenty of time to escape. First, I'll meet up with Mayuri and leave Akiba. We can go to Ikebukuro. Wait, what if they're watching our house? Maybe we should hop the bullet train and get out of Tokyo entirely. Anyway, we're fine as long as Moeka doesn't find her today. But what about the rest of us? So first we need to find Mayuri. Kurisu and Daru look at me with concern. I check my wallet. I only have 9,000 yen and some change. I'll need to stop by an ATM and withdraw everything I have. Kurisu shrugs her shoulders, dumbfounded. I don't have time to answer her. I slip beside her and dash out of the lab. I run full speed to Yanabayashi Shrine. Naturally, I have to stop for breath before I can get more than a few blocks. The sun is setting, but the temperature still hasn't dropped below 30. Sweat quickly covers my entire body. I'm not good at exercise in the first place. I finally stagger through the archway. Now I regret not borrowing Susa's bicycle. But no, there wasn't time for that. Finding Mayuri comes first. I went to the courtyard where I find Lukako standing alone with her bamboo broom. She bows her head. Uh-oh. Well, that's perfectly fair. I finally catch my breath. I don't have time to listen to Lukako's apologies. That doesn't make sense. I know she comes to the lab around 6:30, but still 5:30. No matter how slowly you walk, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get to the lab. So what was she doing for the extra 40 minutes? We don't have time for this. There is the matter of figuring out how Moeka knew that we finished the time leap machine. Did she bump into Moeka beforehand? better check the lab. We might have missed each other. When I get back to the lab, nobody's there but Daru. Did Kurisu go shopping by herself? I call out to him as he's ordering pizza on the computer.
Mayuri!
Take a bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge and chug it down. The cold, sparkling liquid wets my parched throat and drives the heat away. Now I can think, but I still can't relax. Every minute, every second is precious. Each moment I waste brings me closer to Mayuri's death. I start to pace in irritation. Damn. It's easy to forget since she's usually here, but Mayuri and I rarely spend time together outside of the lab. May Queen in the shrine. That's about it. I have no idea where else she might go. May Queen doesn't even exist on this world line. Oh, of course. Not only am I unable to contact her, she might not even notice my phone calls. I sit on the sofa. I feel the weight of stress on my shoulders and in my bones. In 2 hours, we're all going to be killed. He's at least sounds like he's taking this seriously. For real. Because we use the time leap machine. Daru pauses for a moment. He looks toward the development room, where the time leap machine is sitting. I nod gravely. I kick Daru out of the lab and send him home. I promised to call Kurisu for me and tell her to stay at her hotel. But a few minutes later, she calls me directly and demands an explanation. It takes some effort, but I manage to convince her to do as I say. Now I just need to wait for Mayuri to get back. I thought about looking for her, but it's too risky. We could miss each other like we did at the shrine. Better to wait here in front of the building. While waiting, I try to convince myself that everything will be okay. Mayuri returns to the lab at 6:30. It leaves about an hour before Moeko's attack. In an hour, we could ride the bullet train from Tokyo Station to Shizuoka. Is that the best plan? Maybe we should get off at Yokohama and lay low in a hotel for a while. We can think about what comes next after Mayuri's safe. The time leap machine doesn't matter. Moeka can have it. My top priority is to prevent Mayuri's death. Sweat accumulates on my forehead and rolls down my face. Hurry back, Mayuri. Suza? Startled, I turn toward the voice. Suza and Mr. Braun have emerged from the Braun Tube workshop. I see them lock the door. Guess they're closing up shop. That's right, I forgot about Suza. That reminds me. During the attack, she took down 5 armed commandos in the blink of an eye. I still can't believe it. Where does an 18-year-old girl learn to move like that? And then there was her strange behavior immediately before the attack. She left as soon as she heard about the bomb threat, almost as if she knew something like this was going to happen. Finally, there's the business with her father. Everything about her is a mystery. Who is Amane Suzuha? Absolutely. Aha. Oh. You're the exact opposite of a bother, hun. Right. Thanks to her belly. Suzuha has recovered her jacket. She's properly dressed now. Yes, she has. Okay, Mr. Braun. We're gonna tell your daughter. I attempt to smile, but with little hope of success. It's weird to have him give me advice. Thought he was just a dirty old man who loves CRTs. He is a dad. And a nice guy. Maybe he's sharper than I thought. Maybe he's just telling me to stop shaking the building. That's the best lie I can manage. I mean, really, you should have just said I got in a fight with Kurisu. Blood. Suzuha points across the street. I turn to look. To my surprise, there's Mayuri walking up the street with a big bag. She notices us, she waves her hand with a ditzy smile. Mayuri! I ignore Suzuha and run to Mayuri. Clock on my phone says 6:33. I wasted precious time talking to Suzuha. Now that I've secured Mayuri, we need to get as far away from Akiba as we can. I ignore her question and grab her hand. I can't get the image of Mayuri's death out of my mind. I won't let them kill her. I won't. Mayuri gives no further resistance. She follows obediently, quickly matching my pace. I forgot that she's faster on her feet than I am. I'm already gasping for air. Mayuri, however, might as well be strolling along for all the difficulty she's having. How can she be so ditzy yet so athletic at the same time? The sun has already set, but the sky is still a mix of indigo and orange. We run through streets lit by dazzling shops. Everything will be fine once we make it on the train. I hold this thought in my mind as we run. I'm already exhausted. Mayuri practically has to drag me along to keep going. I do my best to keep up the pace. When we reach the station, I realize that something is wrong. The station is packed. Seriously packed. You don't see this many people, even at rush hour. The crowd is milling around the entrance. For some reason, it looks like no one is going in. What's going on here? A protest? Some kind of street performance? I don't have time for this. Just then, an announcement plays over the PA. Finally, I realized my mistake. That's right. Before the attack, the trains were stopped by a bomb threat. No wonder there are so many people standing around. In my haste to flee the city, I completely forgot. How could I have been so stupid? All the train lines are stopped. We can't escape Akiba. What about other means of public transportation? The subway or the bus? Should we go to another station? I turn around and head back the way we came, keeping a firm grip on Mayuri's hand. Before we get more than a few steps, a man steps out of the crowd and blocks our way. I realize that we're surrounded. A low voice. A face I've never seen. He's not one of the 5 who broke into the lab. Mayuri grips my arm tightly as she looks anxiously at the men. Instead of answering, the man makes a grab for my arm. I jerk away and try to escape, but the men move to block us again. Oh, good. They're with Moeka? She must have planned for this in advance. A chill runs up my spine. We made a terrible mistake when we hacked into CERN. I realize that now, though it's far too late. I feel something cold against my back. I don't realize what it is at first. Then it hits me. A gun. I gulp. My blood goes cold. Am I going to die here? Will my time leaping be for naught? No, I can't give up. I won't let Mayuri die. I won't accept that future. How do I get out of this? The crowd at the station has grown even thicker. People are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know when they can go home. The situation is quickly becoming chaotic. Suddenly a fight breaks out nearby. Looks like some people are trying to shove their way through. This could be our chance. The tide of people surges into us, knocking the man behind me off balance. Now! I quickly turn and strike the man's hand aside. His gun falls away. Then the man gets swallowed by the crowd. I grab Mayuri's hand and start running. We have to fight our way through the crowd. But that also thwarts our pursuers. As soon as we reach the main street, we start running back toward the lab. Of course, we can't return to the lab itself. Moeka's group will be there shortly. Is the subway still running? If we get on at Suichiro Station, we can take the Ginza line to Shibuya. From there we can grab a train heading out of Tokyo. I still haven't recovered from my exhaustion. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. We can't stop now. I have to keep running. It doesn't take long before a new obstacle appears. 4 men walking together up ahead suddenly stop and turn to face us. I've got a bad feeling about this. They don't look like otaku. Are they with CERN too? My fears are confirmed when the 4 men start walking toward us, arms spread to block the streets. No doubt about it, they're after us too. I turn to flee back toward the station, and there I see the first group of men closing in behind us. We're trapped. Enemies on both sides. There's only one choice. I grab Mayuri and make for the nearby side street. I'm trying to get to Suichiro Station without using the main streets. But as we pass UPX, several men on the bridge point at us and shout something. Are they with CERN too? How many men do they have? We turn back and change course. Talking while running uses up all my breath. Sweat drips into my eyes, making it hard to see. Before I finish, I catch sight of another group of wet men waiting for us up ahead. I look back. The group from before is chasing us. We're surrounded by enemies. The familiar streets of Akiba are filled with agents of CERN. I recall what Moeka said. Despair seizes my heart. Is escape impossible? We're just kids playing at science in the safety of our tiny little lab. Our enemy is a multinational conspiracy willing to kill anyone who gets in their way. Were we doomed from the start? No. No matter what, we must get away. Leading Mayuri by the hand, I push my way through the crowd, then jump the fence onto the road. Something strikes me with crushing force, sending me tumbling across the pavement. I come to a stop several meters away. My body is racked with intense pain. A red curtain covers my eyes. I try to brush it off, and my hand comes away slick with blood. The fuck are you honking at me for, asshole? I grit my teeth against the pain and lift my head. Mayuri is lying on the pavement a few meters away. Oh, fuck, we got her killed. I reach out to her. No response. Mayuri is motionless. No. Did the impact kill her? This can't be happening. The car that ran us over, a white van, pulls up. It's a CERN van! The door opens and out steps. Hello! Kiryu Moeka. Her again. She knew the exact moment to be here in order to run over poor Mayuri. She's talking to someone on her phone. Has she been tracking us this whole time? She looks down at me with eyes cold enough to freeze my blood. Mustering my strength, I leap up and throw myself at Moeka. She goes down hard. I hear her head smack against the pavement. I stand up and look around. Moeka is dazed and unable to stand, but I see CERN agents making their way toward us through the crowd. I've got to get out of here. Take a step. A sharp pain stabs through my body. The crash must have broken a bone in my leg. Doesn't matter. I have to get to the lab and time leap again. That's the only way to save Mayuri. I look back at the site of the accident. Moeka is slowly regaining her feet, but Mayuri remains limp and motionless on the road. It breaks my heart to leave Mayuri lying there, but I have no choice. I have to go. Back to the lab. Fighting the pain in my broken leg, I managed to drag myself back to the lab. Jesus! Surprisingly, CERN's men didn't chase me. Nobody's at the lab when I arrive. Only the lights are still on. Relieved that Kurisu and Daru haven't returned, I head straight to the development room. And it is... I remember to break into the Braun Tube workshop to turn on the 42-inch CRT. My body is drenched in sweat, and I can't stop shivering. Everything hurts, especially my right side, where the car hit me. If I'm not careful, I might lose consciousness. My vision is blurry. It's hard to focus. My left arm is numb and can barely move. But still, I force myself to activate the X68000 and input the settings. I'm gasping for breath like a wounded animal. The sound of my heartbeat fills my ears. They're doing a terrible job of stopping us from using the time machine. Mayuri. They killed her again. I failed to protect her. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm sorry. Choking back my tears, I frantically pound on the keyboard. Police sirens echo in the distance. Moeka hit Mayuri in front of hundreds of witnesses. They'll probably take her in for questioning. Okay, that would kind of explain why they aren't coming after us hardcore. Even if Surin bails her out somehow, she should be stuck for at least a couple of hours. The real problem is her men. Those mercenaries, or whatever they were. Surin's hit squad. Why didn't they come after me? It shouldn't have been easy. It should have been easy for them to catch me, injured as I am. Need to hurry. If they show up here, they'll kill me for sure. Settings complete. Put on the headgear. I'll get blood on it, but that doesn't matter. Surge of anxiety washes over me. What if the time leap fails? What if my memories are corrupted? I might forget who I am. I might lose myself. Should I really use the machine? I curse my weakness. This can't be allowed to happen. No risk is too great. I will save Mayuri, whatever it takes. I alone have the power to change the past. What am I waiting for? Swallowing my fear, I activate